Hey, what is going on, guys, and welcome to the video. Now, obviously, today's video is going to be a little bit different than usual. I'll be fully detailing my 2022 Bobcat skid steer here, and if you guys know anything about heavy equipment, it usually gets real dirty real fast, and this one is no exception. I picked this up right at the end of March, so almost 8 months ago, and since then I've put it to work out here doing all kinds of things, from hauling and leveling clay and topsoil to digging holes for trees, and of course more recently laying down all the reclaimed asphalt in front of the studio, along with some snow removal as winter is setting in here now. And it's tough to admit it, but I haven't even thought about cleaning it yet, so it's in desperate need, especially the engine, which is a disaster after hauling fine clay. So stick around as you're in for a real treat with this one. I'm gonna get Bobby here all cleaned up and looking brand new again, and I'll show you guys how this thing works along the way. So as always, sit back, relax, and enjoy. All right, well, I've got the pressure washer all hooked up here and ready to go. One thing is, this is the first time I've cleaned the Bobcat, so I have absolutely no idea how well sealed the cab is. Kind of hoping I don't end up with a bunch of water inside when I pressure wash, but only one way to find out, I guess. Well, so far so good. All right, well, in order to get all the mud off the bottom of the bucket here, I'm gonna have to start this thing up and lift the bucket up, tilt it down so that I can pressure wash it. So while I'm in here, I figured I'd show you guys kind of how this thing works. I brought along my other camera here. Okay, so obviously the first step here is to turn the key, the on position, and we will wait for the glow plugs to prime. We're good to go once we see the hours. We're gonna hit the parking brake off. And now I've got two controls down here. The left one is this is gonna raise the bucket up and down. So push forward, bucket goes down, heel down, bucket goes up. And my other one here on the right side, that is basically the curl of the bucket. So if I pull it heel down, it curls it up, and if I toe down, bucket goes down. Heel down, bucket comes up. So it's a pretty easy system to get used to, pretty easy controls. So we'll get this thing up, and I do have to be careful with the fan here. I don't want to end up nailing that. So I won't go too high. I'll tip the bucket all the way down, let that water out. Leave it there. Okay, well, if you were wondering, no, this is not the easiest thing to get in and out of when the bucket's like that. So I gotta be really careful today. There's a lot of little crevices on here that are full of dirt and mud, and when I spray them, I get splashed. So I got a feeling I'm probably gonna get a little dirty today, but it is what it is, right? It's gotta get clean. You guys soaking wet yet? Not really in a good place to put the camera to not get wet. All right, well, we got the front all cleaned off. Obviously that's like the dirtiest area on this thing. So the rest of it should go quite a bit quicker. Yeah, I gotta say though, the auto start stop feature on my new pressure washer is really, really nice. Before, when I leave the camera running, I'd, finish pressure washing. The motor would still be running, so it was really, really loud. Now it shuts off after a couple seconds, goes into standby mode, and it's nice and quiet. So it doesn't kill my ears all day. Okay, well, moving to the back now, and I figured I'd give you a bit more background on Bobby here. So like I mentioned in the opening, it's a 2022 S590 skid steer, and like you saw, I've put it to work and I'm absolutely loving the machine so far. Now, as far as lifting capacity goes, it's rated for 2,000 pounds and is obviously a wheeled machine as opposed to one with tracks. The big difference between the two types of skid steers is that wheeled machines are better suited for hard surfaces like paved roads or landscaped areas, and track machines are better for rough and uneven terrain, but both can obviously work in either situation. Really, it came down to the wheeled unit being significantly cheaper initially and over the lifespan of the machine, and in terms of attachments I've got for it, Like you saw, I've got an 18-inch auger that I've used to dig a ton of holes for trees, and a set of pallet forks too, which have already come in super handy. Alright, well, with the Bobcat all foamed up, I'll work on the overwhelming number of crevices with my boar's hair detail brush, which, if you weren't aware, are on sale right now as the Detail Geek AutoCare Black Friday sale runs right through Cyber Monday. It's our biggest sale ever as the entire site is 20% off, so for anyone out there who needs some great gift ideas, or you just want to stock up for yourself, now is the time, so don't miss out. So the grease that's used in these grease nipples here, it's a heavy industrial grease and very sticky. So it's a little bit tough to get off, but like I said, it will build up over time and then it just collects dust like crazy. So kind of have the mentality here that it's better to keep it clean and remove the old stuff that spills out. Keep it looking good. All right, well, Bobcat's washed and dried, so time to take care of the engine bay here. This is a 68 horsepower turbo diesel engine, and I was moving clay back in the summer out for kind of the base for the reclaim and stuff, and it's a very fine material, so creates a lot of dust, and yeah, kind of all ends up here. So that is why it's as dirty as it is. I definitely don't want to leave it like this, so I'd like to get it looking, you know, as close to brand new as we kind of can. So planning to follow kind of the same steps that I have and that I would on any other vehicle. Yeah, and should clean up good, so let's get to work. So really what I'm doing is just trying to use this brush wherever it'll fit. And then I got some other brushes to use wherever this doesn't fit, kind of all the tighter spaces.
And as usual, I'm not using high pressure water here. We were not forcing water anywhere that it shouldn't go. Just a garden hose is fine. These engine bays are not sealed very well at all, so this is meant to get dirty, it's meant to get dusty. It's a piece of heavy equipment. It's going to get absolutely disgustingly dirty, so this is not going to harm things in any way.
Okay guys, well, it's time to get to work on the interior, and like the entire Bobcat, I've never cleaned this before. I'm not really sure what the best way to tackle this is, but I'm kind of thinking what I'm gonna do is vacuum, and I don't know, there's a lot of caked on dirt down here, so maybe drill brush a bit, maybe loosen that up. And then I think I'm gonna hit it with the steamer and kind of blast all the dirt out of all the crevices here. Wipe everything down, and yeah, shouldn't be too complicated, but take a little bit of time to get everything out of here, so let's go grab the vacuum. All right, well, I'm just waiting for the steamer to warm up, so pretty much got everything that I could with the vacuum. Yeah, here I'll kind of blast everything out with the steamer, and then yeah, gonna be halfway there. But I do have to say, this is a little bit challenging. There's not a lot of room to work. Yeah, like I said, I've never done this before, so this is kind of a learning experience for me too, kind of figuring out the best way to do this. But yeah, we'll get through it. And fun fact, the seat belt, I've never put it on. Never used it once. Probably never will. So like I showed you guys earlier, this Bobcat
has hand and foot controls, which I believe they all do, but some of them you can get joystick controls, so you can control one, the left guy moves the Bobcat, the right one does the bucket. This Bobcat, it's just hand and foot control, so like I said, left foot raises and lowers the bucket, right foot curls the bucket, and then in terms of the driving, you want to go forwards, push these guys forwards at the same rate, going go back the same. Turning, basically you want to turn right, you want to turn left, the left one comes back, right one goes forward, you want to turn right, left one forward, right one back. Basically the left side controls the left wheels, right one controls the right wheels. It's really easy. I certainly didn't have any experience on a Bobcat before I get in one, and picked it up really fast, so yeah.
Alright, well, getting to work on the foot pedals now, and as you can probably tell, this is a pretty awkward area to clean as there's very limited access, so I already know it's going to take a fair bit of time here, and honestly, for a lot of people out there, this might be overkill as equipment like this is really just meant to get dirty, and cleaning it isn't exactly a big priority for some, but it's been killing me to leave it this dirty for so long. It wasn't for a lack of not wanting to do it, I just didn't have time as I had an incredibly busy summer and fall. So I wanted to get it all cleaned up before winter, where I'll be using it to clear snow out in front of the shop. Alright, well, no question this is totally overkill, but I wouldn't do it any other way. I'm going ahead and using some of my graphene spray coating on all the painted surfaces here, which is more so to help protect the paint and make it easier to clean than it is to make Bobby look good. After all, it's not like I'm driving it around town or anything. Okay, last step here is to get the tires dressed, and again, this is completely unnecessary, but I figured why the heck not. I'm pretty well going all out on it today anyways, so this is the perfect way to cap it off. All right, well, no question, Bobby's looking really good. But just before we get the bucket back on and call this detail done, I wanted to take the opportunity to get at some of these grease points here, get some grease into these pivot points. It's a lot easier to get at these front ones with the bucket off. Now, I grease the Bobcat up after about every 10 hours of use. Like I said earlier, I use an industrial grease. Here, I'll show you what it is. So this is the stuff I use. It's just a kind of a regular industrial grease, kind of good for all sorts of things. And this is the grease gun that I use. Picked this up from Princess Auto here in Canada, so it works pretty well. Process pretty simple. You just push that onto the nipple here, squirt some grease in, and move on to the next one. But if someone out there has figured out a way to do this without getting grease all over your hands, please let me know. It's a bit of a messy affair sometimes. Okay, well, it's all greased up. Let's get the bucket back on and take a look at how good it looks. All right, well, hopefully we can do this in one nice, smooth motion so that I don't end up scraping the bucket on the floor here and scratching anything, but it's pretty easy. Just get that hooked up, pull it back, lock it in. Good. All right, guys, well, it took a little over 6 hours to get Bobby here all cleaned up and, well, not looking brand new again, but it sure looks close. Obviously, with this being a piece of heavy equipment, it is going to get dinged up. It's working in the dirt all the time, so I can't expect it to look perfect when I'm done, but the whole point of this is to keep it looking as good as possible for as long as possible. So I think we did a pretty good job of that today. Feels good when I'm sitting inside it. It's like a brand new Bobcat. So let me know if you guys enjoyed this video. Obviously, this was a little bit out of the ordinary. But if you did, I do have a tractor that I could get in here too, and it desperately needs a detail, and to be honest, I was thinking of ceramic coating that, but anyways, if you didn't enjoy it, let me know that too. And let me know if you guys enjoyed the video format, kind of with me talking throughout. That was a little bit different too, and something I can definitely work into future videos, but if you didn't enjoy it, let me know that too. That's okay. Yeah, anyways, be sure to leave a thumbs up on this video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Enjoy the guitar tutorial, and I'll see you guys in the next one.